you buy this?
I made it. I have made a lot of props over the years. I have competed in large cosplay competitions, had an article written about me, and I have been interviewed on radio shows. My work has been used for music videos and various stage productions. Each new project has sharpened my skills and has allowed me to meet some of the best people. Then, for the last 2 years, I've done nothing. Now I want to get back into crafting, but I have to start from the ground up. I would like you to join me, and maybe you can learn from someone who has experience, but has to start again as a beginner. So, I'm trying to figure out, what should my next project be? I've already tackled sci-fi, and really, where do you go after you've tackled sci-fi? Well, I've just discovered there are many different genres, and one of them is called fantasy. And I think I'm going to be focusing on that today. So, the fantasy that I like is the one everybody likes. I really like Lord of the Rings. And so, I'm not doing anything from Lord of the Rings. I'm actually doing something from The Hobbit. I drew this up. Today I will be making the key to Erebor. I made a pilgrimage back to my home state and brought back an iPad, clamps, rotary tool attachments, bottles. Comment what I should do with these bottles. A rotary sander, more rulers, and a cutting mat. I got a piece of 10mm foam. The key is pretty squared. It is pretty much just a diamond shape. And what is a diamond if not just a sideways square? I made a squared strip using another piece of 10mm foam as a guide to keep the ruler straight. Next, I cut the length in half. Then I cut a triangular groove into each side. I just kind of eyeball this part. It's not the best idea, but it is foam and it can be very forgiving. Now that I have actual eye protection,
There you go.
I can drill the holes through the centers to give it a spine and keep it rigid. After getting terrified that the drill will snag the foam and consequently my finger, I switched to a clamp to hold the foam. Okay, so how I have decided to give this thing some strength, I'm going to use a paintbrush, the handle of a paintbrush. And I ended up just using a whole chunk of this stuff, just so I can sand it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to center, I've already centered my hole, right? I've drilled my hole. And I'm just trying to figure out which part looks most even. I think this way makes it look pretty even, right? So then I'm going to glue that down, I'm going to shave these ends down, and then I will have the whole side of my key. So far, here's the side of my key. And I'm going to use another little tool that I got from my home state. But you could just as easily use a rotary tool and a cutting disc. But this is easier for me. So now I am ready to start on the back end of the key. To do that, I'm going to cut some 5mm foam as a guide because the key looks like it splits in half to form the back and front portion. I carved the edges on the back flat so that I can glue the branches I just made to it. I then lay the branches onto my sketch and cut them at the correct angle so they will match the correct curvature when finished. And with the back of the key done, I start on the front using the same methods. With the build complete, I then add a filler to smooth out any cuts or gaps. So while that dries, I'm going to find out the best way for carving in the details. I have something in my eye, but don't touch your eyes. Don't touch your eyes if you've been working with stuff, because you don't want to get stuff in your eyes. I don't know what's in my eye. It will come out eventually. While carving the details, my mask kept fogging up my glasses. So, now it's all etched and sealed and it's all ready to go. So I've got it on this little wire and I'm gonna go spray it down with plastic tape. I gave it a couple extra coats of Plastidip just to lose a hint of detail in order to make it feel more like a cast piece of metal. Now that I'm happy with the seal, I'm going to give it a primer coat. Now that it has its primer coat, I'm going to take my paint and paint it. After sealing the first coat of paint, start weathering it with dirt colors. After the dirt, I dry brush the edges. And the brush is not as dry as I thought it was. Now we're going to dry brush the edges. And here is the finished product. If you liked my work and would like to hire me to make your original prop idea, or if you liked my voice and you would like to hire me for voiceover, reach out to piercesprops@gmail.com.